Hello there. Today we are going to create a landscape in Unreal Engine using a height map created by Gaia. We are going to create a 100 km square open world landscape, and by the end of the video we will push Gaia and Unreal to its limit and create a landscape 10,000 km squares, which is about the same as Lebanon. We are going to create a whole country with this. So in Gaia we'll open an empty file and we'll start with the mountain. Now we are not going to create a super complex landscape because this video is more focused on Unreal. So for the complex landscape you can follow the other videos on the channel. So this is the mountain. If you don't like the shape of the mountain you can always change the sheet from here. So after mountain we'll put a fold node and do a bit of folding in our terrain. You might want to adjust the angle. Let's click elevate and get an elevated mountain like so. So let's do some fractal terracing. Bring a fractal terrace node and you can see we have a bit of terracing. After fractal terracing we'll do a bit of shear to shear the mountain here and there. You can see the before and after. It's not making much, but the small things matter. After shear we're going to do erosion. We're not going to do the erosion node, rather we'll use the wizard node. Now to create the base of our terrain, we'll use a ridge node. So this is the ridge node, so maybe we need a different shade. So let's change the shade a bit. I like this shape. So after ridge, we'll warp it. We'll bring a warp node and change the roughness to maximum. So this roughness, now we have a lot of resistance to the erosion that we are about to do. And again the erosion we'll do with the wizard node. We don't want to erode it all together. Now we will combine these two, and if you see the ridge, this is where the mountain is. In the combine we'll use a max mode and do a ratio of 100%. This is our mountain which is now combined over the ridge. We will put a transform here so that we can change this scale and placement of our mountain. Decrease the scale. First let's combine it and see how it looks. So we will right click and click pin. Any change we made, the result will be shown with the combine. So let's bring this mountain somewhere around here. Change the X, change the Y. Now let's unpin it. So after this combine, we'll do another erosion. This time we are using the actual erosion node. We are using this erosion to blend so that they don't look like the mountain is placed separately on the terrain. It will help blend things faster. So if you look at the edges, those are blended in. Now they look like they are part of the same structure. And before erosion we'll do aperture. So in video games we don't want sharp corners, so aperture will help flatten those. So with aperture all of those sharp corners are gone, then we can do our erosion. Now it's looking better. Let's tweak a few things. We'll bring down the rock softness. This looks decent. Next we will use another erosion. So you don't want all of the erosion in one step, you can do multiple. Here we are using 2 erosion, and even before combining the mountain and the landscape we used wizard, which is a form of erosion. So you can do erosion in as many steps as you want. So with flow we are using the tertiary flows and we put it directly in the area input, and under selective processing we used precipitation amount. So what this is doing is, after this erosion it will take these flows and erode it only on those flows. So you can see these areas are eroded now. And then let's put the rivers in, and finally lakes. So with lake, if you choose precipitation amount, that means the water will rain down from above, and if you put the precipitation amount to 0 and use flood control and change the water flow, this is the same what we use in video games mostly, which is bringing the water from below as a height. So here you can clearly see the difference. This area is higher than this area. Since the water is coming from below, this area is down first and there is no effect right here. Precipitation is more of a natural way of putting water in. With precipitation it starts to rain all over our terrain, and then the water settles down in the areas that are relatively flat. Doesn't matter what altitude they are on. So with the precipitation we are also getting some of the water deposit right here. And this is all of our creation part. Now let's go to the texturing part. So we'll put a texture node. Now the output of texture is the same that we will use for our macro texture. So since the color texture are nothing but a flat surface, so we'll go to lake and right click and click pin as underlay. Now we can see this texture overlaid on our lake node here. So now this is 3D. So the texture calculates a texture based on the soil and the slopes. So it's more of a natural color variation. That's why we are using this to drive the colors in our landscape. Then we use set map and use a rocky color, maybe something like this. And another set map. The first set map is in our rocky library, and second will be for our vegetation. We are not doing a complex texture setup, so let's use something like this, and then we'll combine these two, and we are using 100% blend. So now let's use a mask. This lake node is our last node in terrain creation. So from here we'll use the slope, and you can adjust the slope values here for what you like. Normally I go with 40% and a bit of fall off, something like this. Now go to mask. Now this slope is the same as the slope what we use in the auto material. So if you are simply using the slope to blend the texture, you can just do it in Unreal Engine. But if your slope mask is a bit complex, you are also doing some height blend and some of the flows and soil, then it's better to use the mask from right here. Now after this, we'll add some flows in our terrain. So from the same texture, we'll put a set map. This time in the sand library, we'll use a sand color. So something like this. And combine this and the set map. So this is our combine. We'll use 100% blend. And for our mask, similarly from the lake node, we'll bring a flow mask. This time we'll use the primary and secondary flows, and this outward from here goes in the mask. Now this is the sand, and finally water. So we'll bring another combine. Let's make some portal right here. So with the lake, the second output is the lake hard mask, and this is the lake depth mask which we will use for the texture. So we'll bring a FX here. So this is the water depth. You can't see anything. So let's auto level it. So this is the water. Let's bring a set map here. This time we'll go in the blue library and choose a blue color and put it in the second output. And for the mask, we will connect it to the lake portal which we created just now and put 100% blend. So here our lakes are also blended with it. So this is the landscape that we have created. Now let's see what we want to output. So the height map output will do from the erosion. So I'll bring a FX node. So we will rename this by clicking F2, and this is the final output, and right click mark for export. If you want to use the water system from Unreal Engine, then you can just use the second output of river, which is river depth. So if you put your mouse close to the output, you'll see what that output is for. So this is depth and this is surface. So you can see what every output or input is giving you. So I will bring a FX from the river depth and then auto level it. So this is where the rivers are. So if you are using the Unreal water system, then you will just use this mask and overlay it on top of your terrain and then put the rivers where all of this is. Alternatively, if you just want a river surface, you can get it from the third output, which is surface. You will get something like this. Now you can just simply output this as a mesh or a height map. You will put your water shader on this mesh. So all these areas, these are the river surface, and you won't have to adjust anything. Just place this mesh under your landscape, and that's all. And the same goes for the lakes. So for the lake, the surface node is hidden. So you will take the input from FX and place it between the lake and drop it. Then you will show all of the outputs that you give. Then select the surface. So for the lake, this is your surface. If you want to use the water system, then same for the lake. You will use the lake hard mask and use that as an overlay. Now let's go to the mask that we need. The first is the slope. We will right click and mark for export. Flow. So right click and click mark for export. Final one is the lake, which is the lake hard mask. So I'll put a FX right here. Rename it as lake mask and click mark for export. Now let's see what our export settings are. Here we'll go in the build tab. So this final output is our height map. So Unreal uses either PNG or RAW 16-bit. So we can choose this PNG or this 16-bit RAW here. I'll choose the PNG. And these are our masks. So we don't need much details. For the color values, we only need black and white. So we'll use the PNG 8 for all of these. We'll use a normal method of resolution 1009, and under the range we need to change it to normalized so that we are using all the color values between 0 and 1 for our height. And that's about all. You can just click build. So now let's say you want to change the area of your landscape. So for that you'll go in terrain definition. Here I have changed the scale to 10,000 meter, which means 10 kilometer. In Gaia you can only have square height maps, which mean the X and Y should be equal, which is the same when importing in Unreal Engine. Here you can change the scale at any point in your workflow. Let's say change the scale to 1000 meters. Now the actual dimension of the square will not change, but the landscape now is 1000 meter by 2600 meter in the height. So that's why it's looking taller when we decrease the landscape and looks shorter when we are increasing the scale. The height is still the same, it's just a matter of visual which is changing. So now let's go back and change the scale to 10,000 meter. So before closing out of Gaia, so let's see how high our landscape actually is. So we'll go to the final output here and click this and drop it to the floor. So it's touching the grid, and then pull out a constant node and combine it with our final output. We'll use a 100% max Now if you pin this combine, right click and click pin. Now you can type custom values right here and see at what height the landscape starts disappearing. So if we type 200 meter here, so now most of our landscape is above it. So let's say 800 meter. Okay, it's much higher. Maybe 1000 meter. Okay, it's way too high. So let's decrease its height. So in combine we will clamp it to maybe let's say 600 meter. First let's set the constant to 512 meter, which is the default Unreal Engine height. Let's match this one. So we'll increase the clamp. So now our landscape is around 512 meter. So now we know the height, we can build this. So now this is how our landscape is looking. If you don't like the look of it, you can maybe increase the height to up to let's say 800 meter. But remember that the higher you go, the less accurate your landscape will be in Unreal Engine, because it will have limited value in vertical, and after a certain point you'll start getting those sharp triangles. So maybe let's increase the height a bit. So let's see what this height is. So we'll click F to pin this, and this time maybe let's say 800 meter. Okay, so the terrain is around 800 meter this time. So this is what we will output. So we are outputting this with the normal build, and we get a height map and all of the masks that we output. Now if you want tiles instead of a single height map, then you will go to the split method, and here you can choose how many tiles you want. So if you want 4 tiles, so it will be 4 tiles across, so total of 16 tiles. You can go as high as 128 tiles. So we'll do a quick export with 3 tiles and show you how you can use tiles to export in Unreal Engine 5. Unreal has its own nomenclature for the tiles, which is filename _xx_yy, which means that a height map tiles would look something like fx_x0y0, fx_x0y1, and so on. So here you can change that file format. So by default it is yyxx. Go to the drop down and choose xxyy and click start building. Now let's talk about the ways you can avoid those triangular shapes. So the first and most obvious is you will need at least 16-bit. So if you are using a 8-bit height map, it will give like those staircase type of effect. So the first is to use a 16-bit PNG. Then second is to use a lower height range. So a landscape is let's say 2600 meter tall versus a landscape 800 meter tall. 800 meter will have less of those triangles, but if you really want a 2600 meter tall landscape without any triangle, so for that you'll build it as a normal landscape of let's say 800 meter high, and then create a mountain separately and then put that on top of your landscape, at least for Unreal Engine. For others, for say Blender and such, you can simply output a 32-bit EXR and it will have less problems than that. Another is you can blur it right here. So I'll put a blur node, and under properties put the blur amount to 0 and use 1 iteration. It's blurring some of the details which can cause those triangles. So here you can see before and after, it's not a big difference, but you can see it's blurring some of those details. And if after doing all of these you still get a bit of those triangles here and there, you can smooth those out manually with the smooth tool. I'll show you how. So moving to Unreal Engine, so you'll need word partition, which is turned on by default in Unreal Engine Preview 2, so you would not need to change anything in the project settings. You will go in the new level and click empty open world. So first we'll need the lights, so we'll go to Windows and click Environment Light Mixer and create a skylight, atmosphere light, sky atmosphere, maybe clouds, and okay, let's create the fog. Now the skylight, you'll do a real-time capture, so you'll get better shadows for now. We'll go to landscape and click import from file and choose that file. So first let's import the tile landscape. Here we created those tiles, so you'll see that you can only choose one file, but there are so many tiles. So with tiles you don't need to select all of them, just select the x0y0 tile and it will automatically detect all those tiles. Now we took all of those tiles and created a single landscape of resolution 3027. Now our tiles were only 1009, but since there were 3 tiles, this is the final resolution that we get. Now you can set the scale and your landscape will be created. Now let's go back and use the first height map that we created. We'll click final output. So this is 1009 meter height map, but the actual landscape was 10 km by 10 km. So we need to change the XY scale. So by default Unreal is 1 meter per pixel, which means the landscape now is 1009 meter by 1009 meter. To change it to 10,000, type 10,000 here and then multiply it by 100, which is the default scale. So 2 more 0. And then finally divide it by the height map resolution, which is 1009. So now our landscape is 10 km by 10 km. Now to change the scale in Z, our landscape was 800 meter tall, so 800 now multiply with 100 and divide by what the default height in Unreal is, which is 512. Now we'll all set the material layers. Here we can put our mask, but we are not doing it now because with Unreal Engine Preview 2 we can do it after we have saved our landscape, so I'll show you that way. Then click import. Let's save it for now. Now let's go to the paint mode. So first we need to create a layer info. So with the cliff, we'll create a wet blend layer. Now the cliff material is applied to all of our terrain. Let's disable the height fog. So this is the 100 km square landscape that we have created. Now we'll need a ground layer and a flow, and finally the lake. Now we can right click and click import from a file. So now we'll use this to import our mask. So if we expand the layers, remember to untick this, otherwise it will import another landscape. So here we'll tick the ground and the flow and the lake. Now let's load the mask. So for the ground it was the slope, and for the flow it was the flow mask. For the lake it was the lake mask. So we'll get an error. So this is a good opportunity to show you how it's fixed. Just go to where your flow mask is and just Ctrl+C, Ctrl+V. And we created another file, and let's use that copy as the sitemap, and the error went away. I'm not sure why Unreal does this. So now let's untick this, and first we'll use the ground mask. Now the grass material is applied, then we use the flow mask, and finally the lake mask. And here we have our landscape with all the textures. If we see here, our textures are blended perfectly. Now all that's left is to put water and some plants and all that stuff. Let's go to the world setting. If you don't have this, go to window and click world setting. So in the world setting, we will change the game mode to the third person so that we can have the mannequin walking around the map. And let's place him here. So we'll right click and click play from here. So this is how big the actual landscape is. So first let's do a leap of faith. Brave mannequin. So now to solve these, go to the landscape mode. Under sculpt, go to smooth, choose a lower value for the strength, and then simple move across it. And wherever you see those sharp corners, you can just swipe it once and it will be fixed. Landscape. Now this is a simple one we created. You can watch other videos on the channel and create a complex landscape. So there it is, our 100 km square open world landscape. And now comes the fun part, the 10,000 km square landscape. Okay, so let's go back to Gaia. This is the landscape that we created earlier. This time we will change the scale to 100,000. Now if you see at the landscape, it looks almost flat, but the height is still the same, which is 800 meter. So you can go to the combine and just pin that. Let's go to 750 meter. You can see these bumps right here. That means the height is still the same, only the perspective is changed. So let's make an interesting landscape. So we'll delete the mountain part and use a wasteland here. Combine this with max. Maybe let's not clamp it anymore. Let's auto level it. So now this landscape is 2600 meter high, which we do not want, but this is better for our eyes. So now we will do another build for this. So go to the build. Let's go to normal build, and we are using the same build settings, and it will build us 10,000 km square. So we have our height map now. All that's left is to create it. So I'll import that file. So it's again the same height map resolution. If you are creating that big of a landscape, you'd want a bigger height map so you can see some details. Now let's reset the scale. This time it was 100,000. Now let's multiply it by 100. So 2 more 0 and divide it by 1009. Just increase the camera speed, and okay, it's way too big. And in the Z it was 2600 meter. So 2600 multiply by 100 and divide by 512, and just click import. Since we are here, let's do a quick texturing for this one. So we will right click and click fill layer. So there is cliff everywhere, and now let's import all those. So the ground is our slope. Flow, we have the flow. Again we'll have to make a copy of that flow. Now let's load the copy, and the lake is the lake. First let's bring the ground. So maybe here we should have increased the slope. Now let's do the flows, and finally the lake. Let's go to the 0 0. We'll put a cube over there. So go details and 0 0. So with the cube selected, if we click F, it will focus on the cube. Okay, it's way too big. So if we move to the corner, okay, it's a bit faster, and we are still going. Okay, it disappeared. So the landscape will start flickering. So we look the other way and move backwards. There we are. So this is 5000 kilometers from the origin. So since this is 100 kilometer by 100 kilometer, so that's around 50 kilometers from the origin. And that's way too big. Okay, let's move the clouds out of the way. So this is the 10,000 kilometer square map. So that's all for this video. I'll see you next time.